Good morning. This is the Boston Licensing Board voting meeting. Today is Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. At this time, I will introduce Commissioner Kathleen Joyce.
Thanks, Ellie. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm chair of the Boston Licensing Board, and today I'm joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon. Go ahead.
We're ready to go. At this time, we'll begin with items from the Licensing Board transactional hearing held on Wednesday, September 1, 2021. And for the record, item number 3 was withdrawn and number 16 is rescheduled. All set?
All set.
First item is Bakey Inc., DBA, doing business as Bakey at 151 Tremont Street, Boston, Mass. Has applied for common victualler license to be exercised on the above ground floor consisting of seating area, kitchen, office, storage, and restrooms. Manager is Or Ohana. Hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Thanks, Ellie. I vote to approve this license.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Sodexo Operations LLC, DBA Pete's Coffee at 625 Huntington Avenue, Boston, Mass. Has applied for common victualler license to be exercised on the above 698 square feet on the first floor of Massart, room K10 105. Coffee and sandwich kiosk with a straight line counter, 2 points of sale, seating, and adjacent storage area. Accessible from Longwood Ave, Palace Road, and Huntington Ave. Manager is Brian Dagnall.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Lee Inc., doing business as Lee's at 137 Brighton Avenue, Alston, Mass. Holder of a common victualler 7-day.
Ellie, I think this one was withdrawn. This is number 3.
Three. I'm sorry. My
No.
apologies. Number 4 was the Bostonian Hotel Limited Partnership, doing business as 20-60 North Street, Boston. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverage license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Rob Rosenblatt to Alexandra DeCavallo.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Flight Club Seaport LLC, doing business as 60 Seaport Boulevard, Boston, Mass. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverage license, petition to change the manager of the licensed business from Sasha Niesenbaum to Paul J. Crowley Jr.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Timeout Market, Boston LLC, doing business as Timeout Market for 401 Park Drive, Boston. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Joshua Hubbard to Michael Minicello.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Roots Chris Steakhouse, Boston LLC, doing business as Roots Chris Steakhouse, 45 School Street, Boston. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and LLC managers.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
F&H Inc., doing business as Mi Pueblito Restaurant at 333 Border Street, East Boston. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt with liqueurs beverage license has petitioned to change the officers, directors, and LLC managers.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Can I just interrupt for a minute?
Yes,
Who is 148053?
Peter.
Maureen.
Okay, thanks, Peter. And
Yep.
we're joined by Paul Creighton. I just want to acknowledge for the record that we're not accepting any public testimony here, but you're welcome to watch. I don't know who Paul Creighton is. I just wanted to make sure you're in the right meeting, Paul. Okay, can you hear us, Paul? Okay, Ellie, you can continue.
Okay.
I don't know who that is, but go ahead.
okay. Cami 1975 Corporation, doing business as Melodias at 1045 Saratoga Street, East Boston. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to change the classifications of its license to wines, malt beverages, and liqueurs pursuant to the authority contained in Chapter 481 of the Acts of 1994.
Thanks, Ellie. I think the applicant during the public hearing adequately described the public need to add liqueurs to his license. He's been, it's a family-owned restaurant. Although it's small, I think these offerings are something different than the restaurants surrounding him offer. So for those reasons, I vote to approve the change of classification to the license.
As do I.
I agree.
Next item is South Boston Market, Inc., doing business as K and 8th Market, located at 362 K Street, South Boston, Massachusetts. Holder of a retail package store wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Ariane Litton to Miss Nahara. Secondly, has petitioned for a change of officer director. And lastly, has petitioned for a change of stock ownership interest.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Korean Fusion Inc., DBA Koi, 16-18 North Street, Boston, Mass. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change of officers, directors. Lastly, has petitioned for a change in stock interest.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Franco LLC, doing business as Polino's Restaurant, 24 Prince Street, Boston. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Isabella Restaurant, Inc., doing business as Isabella at the same location. Cristobal Fapaz, manager, 1 a.m. closing hour.
I just want to comment on this. Yesterday, the applicant agreed to defer the vote for the community process on September 13th. So we won't be actually voting on it. We'll defer our vote until after the community process. But I do want to comment for the record. Mr. and Mrs. Polino reached out to the office yesterday, both by phone and in writing. And I brought up on the record some issues that the licensing board has been working out with the holder of the current license, and we worked them out to my satisfaction. So we will hold the vote on this transfer until after the community meeting on September 13th.
All right, if we proceed, Kathleen.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Big Bad Dog LLC, doing business as Dominic's, 54 Salem Street, Boston. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Witchcraft LLC, doing business as Witchcraft on Salem. It's the same location. Mary Beth Bisson, 1 a.m. closing hour.
As we did with the previous application, I vote to hold a vote until after they meet with the community on September 13th.
Meatsos LLC, doing business as Crassy at 48 Gloucester Street, Boston, Mass. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to CJK on Newberry LLC, doing business as Crazy Good Kitchen, 266-268 Newberry Street, Boston. The premises consist of a commercial restaurant located in the 2 subterranean floors of 266-268 Newberry, containing approximately 2,319 square feet, with 2 rooms, a bar, 2 restrooms, basement storage, and 2 outdoor patios containing approximately 700 square feet on the first floor. The patios are on private property and will contain 10 tables, all with the closing hour of 10 p.m. Selma M. D'Souza, manager.
Thanks, Ellie. They are actually moving this particular license right around the corner. The applicant yesterday described that compared to the other restaurants in this area, that they will be offering something unique in the sense that they're offering a moderately priced American cuisine, which stands out compared to some of the other offerings at this in this general location. So for those reasons, I would vote to approve this transfer.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Lincoln Bar and Grill, Inc., doing business as Lincoln Bar and Grill, Inc. on 8 Lincoln Street, Brighton, Mass. Holder of common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Meatsos LLC, DBA Crassy and Hecate, 48 Gloucester Street, Boston, Mass. The premise consists of 1,521 square feet, total seating capacity 82, and one room on first floor with dining room and bar, restrooms in the rear, one room with bar and lounge in the basement with restroom and separate entrance, 1 a.m. closing hour. Dimitri Salakis is the manager.
Thanks, Ellie. They're offering Greek-inspired cocktails, which complement the offerings inside. I think the applicant adequately described the public need for this transfer. So for those reasons, I vote to approve.
As do I.
I agree.
Number 16 was rescheduled, or was to be rescheduled.
Yep.
Huntington Theater Company, Inc., DBA Huntington Theater, 264 Huntington Avenue, Boston, has applied for a general on-premise all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above in the entirety of the building located at 264 Huntington Avenue, known as the Huntington Theater, with approximately 42,400 square feet on 3 floors. Basement is for storage, dressing rooms, wardrobe rooms, restrooms, office space, equipment and electrical rooms, as well as plenum and orchestra pit in the theater wing. First floor for office space, break rooms, costume, workroom, fitting rooms, kitchen and restrooms, and craft room in the west wing. Lobby, concession area, and storage restrooms in main theater with performance area in the theater wing. Second floor for rehearsal space, storage, office space, green room, and restrooms in the west wing. Second floor lobby with concession area and storage, restrooms, and additional theater seating in the theater wing. Third floor for office space, rehearsal rooms, electrical and production rooms, office and meeting rooms, and additional theater seating in the theater wing. All as shown on floor plans on file with the licensing board for the city of Boston. Manager is Catherine Herzig. Closing time is 12 midnight.
Thanks, Ellie. This request by the applicant would be to put a license back in this theater, which on its own is a unique concept compared to some of the other licenses in the area. There was previously a license there. My vote would be to approve it pending the availability of a license for which it qualifies, being that we don't know right now if there is a license available that it qualifies for.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Ethiopian Cafe, Inc., doing business as Ethiopian Cafe, 377 Center Street, Jamaica Plain, has applied for common victual, a 7-day all alcohol beverages license to be exercised on the above at one floor building with full basement, one entrance and back exit. The seating capacity licensed for 19 chairs, total square feet 408. Manager Firewat Bekele Zelike. Closing time 11 p.m.
Very good job. I remember this applicant when they came before us for a license for BYOB, and they have been operating under a BYOB license since I think about 2017 or a little bit later, because roughly 2017. Ethnic restaurant, offering something different in this area. We're going to defer the vote until they meet with the neighborhood on September 7th. So I guess we'll hold our deliberation until after they meet with the community.
Okay, thank you. The following are applying for a new common victual license at a previously licensed location. MDR Hospitality Group, Inc., doing business as Chick-fil-A, 569 Boylston Street, Boston, Mass. Basement, trash, coolers, and mechanical room. First floor, kitchen and serving. Second floor, dining room with restrooms. Third floor, storage and office. Outdoor seasonal patio, March to October, on private property with 14 seats, 63 indoor seats. Matthew D. Michelle is manager of record, and the hours of operation are 6:30 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
King On Corporation, doing business as Yum Me Garden, 665 Tremont Street, Boston, in one room on the first floor with kitchen in the rear, storage in the basement, 16 seats. Raymond Yang as manager of record. Hours of operation 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
J&K Beverage Services Corporation, doing business as Gong Cha, 1472 Dorchester Avenue, Dorchester, Mass. In one room on the first floor, kitchen and storage in the rear, 16 seats. Jack High Tran is manager of record. Hours of operation 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I Queen Private Kitchen Inc., doing business as Hong Kong Chef, 889 Dorchester Avenue, Dorchester. First floor premises located at 889 Dorchester Avenue, Unit 2, comprised of the first floor and basement. First floor contains approximately 1,345 square feet, 24 seats. Yang Ming Lai as manager of record. Hours of operation, 11:30 to midnight.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
The following lodging house is applying for a transfer of license. Worcester Tremont LLC, doing business as CAJ House at 677 Tremont Street, Boston, Mass. Barry S. Samuels as manager of record.
I vote to approve.
Esther.
The following is applying for a one-day amendment to an existing license. The Catered Affair Inc., doing business as the Catered Affair at 700 Boylston Street, Boston, has applied for a one-day extension of the hours for a McCourt Franzoy wedding on October 23rd, 2021, between these hours of 7 p.m. and 2 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
There are 9 special one-day all alcohols that I'm not going to read into the record, correct?
Yep, we've reviewed, the staff has reviewed them, so we can
Okay.
administratively approve
Okay.
them. Yep.
And so that's the end of the report for today.
All right, great job.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Nice
Bye.
meeting you, Ellie.
Thank you, Kiana.
So Ellie, I think you can stop recording.